All right, everybody, back not at the bench this time, but actually at the back of Miss Pac-Man cab. And what you'll see a lot of times, I'm sure this has been covered 100 times probably, but you'll see a lot of these old arcade games not have the ground plug installed, and so the cabinet's not grounded, obviously, to earth ground. So what we're going to do is actually replace this plug, and what I like to use is this style of plug, and this, whoops, in this form factor, because as you can see, it's takes up a smaller footprint when you're like putting these into like a crap. I like to use these because they take up less of a footprint into the like a UPS. Okay, so obviously I can't think on the fly here, but these take up less footprint on like a surge protector or like a distribution type of power outlet. So like that's what I have on my wall there. And when you have a whole bunch of round ones, you can't actually plug everything in because there's not enough space. So I hate these round ones, take up too much space. And so we're going to replace it with these. You can get these for like $1 or something, maybe even cheaper at Home Depot, this style. So be right back. Actually, I don't need to be right back. Let's cut the end off real quick. It is kind of important that we usually, I think, was it the left is usually neutral and the right is hot. But anyway, we want to keep it the same on the other one, because a lot of times what will happen is inside the cabinet you'll have a safety interlock switch or the power on off switch, but it's only switching the hot versus the neutral. So you end up wiring this up backwards. You might actually have power going to the cabinet when you don't think so. So that's kind of important. So let's go ahead and disassemble this. Let me zoom out a little bit. Normally I would just cut it off, but I actually want to see where the wires are going. Damn, little screwdriver's a pain in the butt. Maybe I'll cut this down a little bit to spare you guys some of the time and speed it up. Doesn't even look like I can get this thing off. There we go. Alright, got that part. I don't know if I feel real good about the crimping that was going on there, so I still might cut it all the way back. Actually, let's just ohm this out real quick. What we'll do is let's see, cut this off. We're going to cut this off right here. Okay, I'm being careful to make sure I keep holding this the same way. And then we're going to ohm this out there. Okay, so we know that this left side goes to, which I believe is the neutral and the right is the hot, I'm pretty sure. But we're going to wire it up the same way. So let's go ahead and disassemble this. The little screw comes out. There's like a little flip top lid here. Yeah, and you can see like usually neutral, I'm positive, almost positive about this, is the silver, and the hot is the gold. And that's the way it looks like that. So you have neutral on the left and hot on the right. And if I read differently, I'll correct myself in the video, but you can see that on that side too. So, and that's exactly how it was wired up before. So what we want to do is probably come back to about right here, past that little crimp area. Cut our power cord. Usually you can just slightly cut it and then rip it back the rest of the way. There we go. Now we can get some good I use my side cutters here a little bit just to get a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So now we gotta wire this up. We're gonna come in here. Usually I'll wrap it around a little bit. Kind of harder to do when I have the camera on. Yeah, it should go the other way. Depending on which way this twists, kind of you want to curve it around so it kind of gets as much contact as possible, like that. Okay. A lot of silence down. How do people talk while they're doing all this? I don't know. See, this one we might want to come through the other way. Like that. Okay. Then I just kind of put it in there like that. You guys can see that okay? Kind of sometimes you just have to turn it just a little bit, close it down, put our screw in. We should be good. If I can find the screw. There we go. Did this whole thing while holding one of my leads to my test meter. All right, so what we'll do real quick is with the meter, just do a quick continuity check on the ground plug to the monitor frame, which is, I know, is ground, and we're good to go there. So I could also, test out the neutral versus hot as well, but I feel pretty confident, so I'm probably not going to do that as an example, but because I'm pretty sure we wired it up correctly. So if I figure out that we did it wrong, I'll come back and wire it. But now you have a brand new plug with the ground on it, earth ground, and in a smaller form factor. So that was kind of painful. Hopefully it's not as painful to watch. Cheers.